Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome in, welcome in. I've got to figure out how to make the studio mode transition work. I think it's probably just something under the hood that I built a long time ago where it swaps the scenes like that. But at any rate, I have been dabbling in this new game. During the last stream, I had it split up where I wanted to do a Cyberpunk TCG discussion and then a little bit more on MapleStory Classic World now that we're getting some more information about it. But um I've been pecking away just editing down that Cyberpunk discussion for YouTube. This is kind of a nice second monitor ramble and some of the other things I wanted to talk about for MapleStory Classic World. I think I'm going to flesh out a little bit more and try to make into their own separate videos and stuff. So I've still got a lot on my plate in that regard, regarding content, regarding YouTube, but I figured for now we can definitely try some fun stuff, actually play some games on stream for once. And Rabbit in Steel has recently caught my attention. This game's been out for a few years now. and it's come up in my Steam algorithm a few times, but I figured, I finally got around to giving it a go. If you like, it's if you're familiar with MMO raids, like the highest I've ever gotten is like, Final Fantasy 14, where you're trying to keep up a specific pattern of abilities while also dodging a bunch of hazards, a bunch of projectiles from the boss. It's got a little bit of bullet hell elements to it. And as you progress, you pick up different augments that are, it's roguelike. A true roguelike, in my opinion, in that, there's not any sort of progression of, oh yeah, you're going to start with extra HP or you start from scratch every single time. I guess there is some roguelite progression in that on certain in-game achievements that you hit, it will unlock new augments and items and stuff like that will begin to appear on your runs, which I think it's fine. But you know how it is for a lot of like modern roguelike games, where sometimes the items are so ridiculous that they, as long as you get a good enough batch of synergistic items and whatnot, it kind of dwarfs your skill. But for this game, I definitely feel as though skill is still king, and the items are there for variety and to actually change up your play style, which is fascinating to me. So it's got really strong skill ceiling and a lot of different classes to pick from. I don't even have all the classes. These are the default ones. I imagine that you unlock more because I played online a couple times and I saw some people playing different classes. I've just been playing the wizard because I really liked Black Mage in Final Fantasy 14. And I managed to get carried on an online run to complete like a full run and unlock some stuff. So now I'm going to try to do it under my own power. And so for the Wizard's kit, they have a delayed reaction burst attack, another magic attack that has a instant detonation that just immediately deals damage but is weaker base power, but then upgrades your next ability. Astral Swirl is your special. Each character has a primary, a secondary, a special, and then a defensive skill. And then the special skill is your big high cooldown burst, and it randomly resets when you cast your primary. In Final Fantasy 14, Black Mages had Firestarter, which is really cool to get some free procs, and I like keeping track of those sorts of mechanics. And then your Astral Seal is a spot dodge, so you can use it to sort of... What it does is it destroys projectiles around you, but it also puts down a field on the board where if you stand inside it, your damage is increased. And of course, Black Mages had ley lines in Final Fantasy 14, so I'm like, Wizard is right up my alley based on my personal MMO experience so far. So anyway, without further ado, let's jump right in. I'll have to figure out the mods for this game, because I know that there is like a modding community, and it seems pretty mod friendly, because I'd like to make my own custom color palette. That's neither here nor there. We'll pick this one. What? It's me. Eh? Oh, hang on. Hang on. No, I have to... I'm playing with my arcade stick. So they're just like, wait, who are you? And you can tweak the map and the difficulty. We have these things called trinkets. It pulses when a debuff you placed wears off. Sharp Fang glints when you use your secondary. These are interesting, because you get to go in with like a trinket, and it's some sort of additional visual marker you can customize for yourself. It'll shine when you have a buff. And I guess that the floof ball is kind of for when you go for a no-hit run. But this game is hard, so like no-hit runs are definitely above my skill level for now. Finally playing a game with the arcade stick. We don't get a controller cam. So I'm still waiting on a arm for my other camera. I do want to set up the... There is a software you can get. It's like a browser source that allows you to show... I think you remember I had it before with Monolith and I think Zero Ranger, where I finagled it so that I had a on-screen display of my inputs, but not like a hand cam per se. And I do want to set that up, but I just didn't have enough time today. But let's just jump in, you know? I'm still in the learning stages of this game. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. And what's nice is it's just like playing Black Mage, where you have a skill that's more powerful, but it impedes your movement. So you have to opt into using a weaker skill so that you can continue to move. And each boss has like their own set patterns that you'll need to learn. And the stuff they throw at you, 159 is very low. I typically hit around like 200 or 225. But I think it was just because that one was forcing me to move a lot, so I couldn't use my primary. So we get these chests, and then this is where things get really fun. You get these items that allow you to change the properties of your moves or give you different passives and stuff. So every 15 seconds, Omega Charge or Special. That seems like a good idea, because Omega Charge, my special, just deals triple damage. And it's like a big part of my kit anyway. Your abilities and loot all deal 30% more damage, but all GCDs are 0.2 seconds longer. GCD is global cooldown. There is a hard gated gap between casting abilities. And it's a way to sort of fall into a rhythm with how your abilities work. Your primary is a 30% chance of dealing an additional 3 blows, dealing 50 damage each, in a radius around your targeted enemy. I've gotten some synergy with this effect as well, where some abilities are stronger when your abilities multi-hit. I think I'm just going to take the Nightingale gown. I don't know anything about like builds in this game, if there's like a preference or stuff that people are always shooting for. I just take whatever looks good, because like I said, I feel as though the skill expression of this game is where it's at. In terms of just playing well, I feel like your items are there as a nice bonus, but you don't have to worry your pretty little head about it. And I've been trying to work the ley lines into my rotation a little bit more. I think I worry too much about trying to save it for emergencies or when I'm defensive. But this is also one of those situations where the better you are at playing the game, then the more you can use your cooldowns for offense. You don't have to plan for these contingencies. On pickup, heals all allies for 1. Heals all allies for 1 HP every 2 fights. That's really good. Of course, you're paying for playing in a party. I might get that for myself, just to give me some longevity because I'm a noob. Every 20 times you or debuffs you apply deal damage to an enemy, apply spark to all enemies. Yeah, so that's another item where if we're multi-hitting, then it's a lot better. Your special not only deals 10 damage, but applies Ghost Flame. And Ghost Flame deals the damage up front and then deals the damage again after 5 seconds, which I guess that's fine. You know, it's essentially double damage, right? The initial hit is... It says Ghost Flame deals damage when applied and upon wearing off. And it says that the initial hit is only 10 damage, but then there's the Ghost Flame application deal 320. Yo, what's up, Crossman? Welcome in. I guess we'll try the Cursed Candle Staff. I don't see the downside because it's essentially doubling our damage on a 5-second cooldown. Because this is just me being new, because it says deals damage when applied and upon wearing off, not deals its damage when applied and wearing off. I feel like this would be broken. I think it sets your initial hit to 10 damage, and then you get a bigger chunk 5 seconds down the road. Sure. I don't know. We'll see if we can track it, if we notice any DPS changes. Nope, we did it did our but you have to just watch the lines on the screen, of course, to see like where you're being pushed, where bullets are coming from. 235. We got a little bit of a DPS increase there. We Toho now? Yeah, I never actually played Toho, but the first bullet hell I remember playing was maybe Karuga back on the GameCube. And I played a little bit of Zero Ranger, of course, on the stream, which was a lot of fun. I've been on the fence about getting back into Zero Ranger for quite some time. And also Monolith, I guess. So this is the other augment system for the game, not just the items, but these gems that you slot into specific abilities. It's not an enjoyable normie experience because it's made with people sadism in mind. I know that it's definitely for the most hardcore of hardcore. Deals 450 damage in a small radius near the target. Slows movement when used. Has a larger radius and deals significantly more damage, but now has a cooldown of 4 seconds. This isn't really good for me. Depending on my rotation, this might not actually be bad, because if my primary has a 4-second cooldown, it just gives me more room to move, and if it resets my special, then I don't really feel the cooldown of the primary, and this is almost double the damage. Yeah, so I think we're going to take this one. And then we'll spend our excess to level up one more time. Cool. So this does change my rotation a little bit, where I set up my secondary to boost my primary. Excuse me, my secondary boosts my special. And then while I am waiting for my cooldown, I can just use my secondary, you know? I got my Omega charge. Just another cooldown I have to keep track of, rather than it kind of being in a more rhythmic pattern of secondary, primary, primary, special. That was the Ghost Flame proccing. 265, not too bad. The Ruby Augment might actually go super hard. And so now we're bound to just move on this specific horizontal line. Woo. I guess that the higher cooldown on my primary gives me less opportunities to fish for a reset on my special. But I think that just maintaining and relying on my secondary a lot is going to be a lot better for me. That way I can maintain movement. And you can see this boss will actually move you. Ow, what? What'd I get hit with? Damn it. Sometimes when attacks are delayed, you kind of lose track. Yeah, you see, that was where I had to use my defensive spell as sort of like a spot dodge there because I was fenced in. But at the center of my character, you can see there's that little white circle. That's my actual hitbox. Woo! Yeah, that was bad. I wasn't paying attention to the fact I was going to be teleported. And I just have to keep abusing my defensive skill to lay down my ley lines, because it's like a 15% damage increase or something. I get 2 charges of it. There we go. 286 DPS, so I am able to hit my rotations a little bit better. The game doesn't tell you like what your DPS should be, but it is just a general way to track your progress. Your special applies poison for 5 seconds. Our special is usually too high cooldown for that to be worth. Lullaby Harp every 10 seconds, reset defensive cooldowns, or every 10 times use an ability, deal 500 damage to all enemies. We'll definitely go for this one. We can't use it as well as perhaps some other classes can, but it's just free damage. So we secondary, special, primary, secondary, secondary, primary, and just keep going from there. Stay in our defensive field so we get our upgrade. Damn. Oh, wait, am I cooked? No, okay, no, the bind faded. So the circle detonates and then I teleport. Oh my god, I was trying to figure out what's the best way to do that. Because you can see there's a meter that's filling to know when I'm about to teleport, so you have to kind of layer both of them on top of each other. And I'm about to teleport to the left anytime now. And I'm about to teleport to the right. Okay. And ideally, you try to just make it so that if you can do your rotation without, oops, that's my bad. The gravity meant that I couldn't move vertically fast enough. The more you can kind of dig your rotation into your muscle memory, then the more you can focus on the boss patterns and the projectiles and stuff. And of course, it's definitely better to just stay alive, because when you're dead, your DPS is 0. And this part of the boss is pretty cool. It freezes you in time, and then it does an attack pattern, and then you have to remember that pattern and get out of the way. It's going to attack there, and then up above somehow. And you can see the window to react to those is super short, so you have to know about them ahead of time. And I just have to keep moving. Uh-oh. Woo! And this is also, like I was saying earlier with my build, where I can just spam my secondary. Nice, got that off before we time stopped. I think Ghost Flame will still proc with the time stop. Oh god, yes, okay. Nice. My Astra still deleted those projectiles, so I didn't have to worry. In a team setting, this is really hilarious, where a ring of projectiles is created around one party member, so you have to gather around that one party member or else you get shot. I think we almost live. So it's a ring, a teleport, comes from above, and then hits that center again. Doing pretty good this time. I fought this boss for a while, though, multiple times, so I kind of know all the gimmicks now. And that's what also makes this game really fun is, damn it, oh, my defensive cooldown was still up, so I couldn't dodge through that. Once you have it's just like a real MMO. Once you've done the same boss over and over again, you know what their gimmicks are, and it becomes a lot easier. Watching this made me remember a game I was going to recommend it to you. Added now to the 500 games list. Like, this is just a really cool idea of, why don't we take the fun of MMO raiding and fighting big bosses like that with patterns, and just take away the grinding for all the best equipment and stuff before you're allowed to participate. And what's funny too is when you're playing an MMO, you'll still have people who have played the game for a super long time, have all the best equipment and stuff, but they're still ass at taking down the boss because they've never done it before and they don't know all the gimmicks and patterns. I never did any of the super high level content for Final Fantasy XIV, but I did do a couple, I think they're called extreme difficulty bosses, where they take kind of the wimpy story mode bosses and they give them really fucking harsh mechanics and DPS checks and stuff. And it's like, if you didn't look up the guide on YouTube beforehand, you are going to fuck your entire team and everybody's going to wipe. And I think that's probably the worst thing about Final Fantasy XIV is finding enough people to do some of the older content, and B, it's everybody's nice enough to do it, but I remember we had a raid where we were trying to do extreme Garuda, and it's a very specific boss, the way you have to take it down, and okay, now it's in this phase, we have to coordinate and do this, achieve this goal, and blah, blah, blah. And explaining these mechanics to people who were unfamiliar, like in between party wipes, was really grating. And I stuck it out, but then a lot of people were like, I'm just going to leave. This is a waste of my time. And that's how it always goes with MMOs. You know what I mean? Where if you are participating in a raid that continuously keeps losing over and over again, you aren't getting anything out of it. And so people become very precious with their time. I can't blame them. But this will tie perhaps into our MapleStory discussion down the road. So let's see what these we have the Ruby primary upgrade already. Garnet secondary upgrade no longer deals damage, but has a 50% chance to a Mega Charger special and reset its cooldown. Now has a cooldown of 3 seconds. This would be terrible anti-synergy because my primary has a 5-second cooldown now, so I would literally have no DPS. And then the Opal Swirl is also a bad synergy because it can no longer randomly reset, which is probably for the best, right? Because this, our primary just deals more damage, and we don't cast this as much, so getting the extra reset is going to be less likely regardless. And so we just augment this with a lower cooldown and higher damage. So I kind of like that. I've talked myself into it. We'll buy a heal, and then we'll spend the rest to level up. Steel yourself. And what's cool, too, is that my damage is AoE. What the hell? I don't know what that means. It's Osu. Oh, it expands in 3 stages. Ah! Oh, okay, let's go. Can you fight the shopkeeper? I haven't tried. I wouldn't be surprised. Yo, what's up, Zanes? Welcome in. If it's like a secret boss or something. I know this game has some DLC in the pipeline. Or like an expansion at the very least. Oh, I got bodied by that. Okay. Yeesh. Wait, that hit horizontally? I thought it was going to hit vertically. Okay. I don't think I've faced that boss before. That enemy before. You can sort of read the direction on those 2 squares that show up. Oh, God. The laser's faster than me. Neat. Yeah, this kit flows a lot better now. Oh, God. Please. Okay. Oh. My rotation is kind of just a 1, 2, 3 now. Oh, I got bodied. I got cornered there. Ah! I didn't track which way it was going to rotate. Been a while. I've just been moving for some months. Damn. Max DPS 338. I don't think that's too bad. All right. Let's just jump right back in. I'm going to be the best wizard this side of the Rio Grande. And we'll see if we can fight the shopkeeper. Oops, I'm pressing the wrong button. Wasted my defensive cooldowns. So use your secondary to power up your special. Then you start spamming your primary because it has a reset chance. Sometimes the GCD will screw up the fact that you got the reset at all. Fairy Spear, your primary has a 30% larger radius and deals 40% more damage, but stops your movement when used. I can't turn down that increase in damage. That's actually ridiculous. I will stand still and just outskill. I'm going to put on Astra. It's really funny when you KO the enemies and they just like ragdoll. In the world of the game, we're using like these magical rings to actually fly around. So when you defeat an enemy, you break their flight ring and then they fall. Your secondary inflicts bleed. Bleed. Afflicted enemies take extra damage from your abilities or loot effects. Extra damage is reduced for allies hits. Secondary inflicting bleed is kind of nice, though, because I use my secondary a lot in my rotation. Spark says deals damage to all enemies once per second. I feel like I'd have a higher chance to take advantage of bleed synergy than spark synergy. Night Guard Gloves, whichever ability has the highest base damage value deals 30% more damage. Let's just keep going damage, right? That's literally just 20% damage increase. I think I'm also noticing that the dots around the Ooh, you dodge my stuff, eh? The dots around the boss is also their health. And it's also displayed across the top. I do appreciate this game has a lot of redundant visual elements. So you can kind of look where you prefer. Or sometimes when things get really hectic, you're still able to see. And there's like visual settings that you can tweak in the options to where the background gets a little bit darker or pronouncing certain elements. Nope. Zane's hasn't been here for a while, so he wasn't here when we built the check-in system. So you got to make sure to set your colors and stuff. Like I say, I need to make a message from the bot and like a panel underneath the stream that explains that whole system. But we can talk to the shopkeeper. Well, you look sane. I don't see many rabbits around here. Another investigation from outside. I'm sure what business you have here in the Moonlit Kingdom, but you've picked a poor time to accomplish it. Trying to go forward, it's not going to be easy. So in the world, the Moonlit Kingdom was like cut off from the rest of the world suddenly, and so we're like an expedition party trying to figure out what happened and what went wrong. Ruby Dimmy Moonburst. This gives a 4-second cooldown to that. This is our secondary. Charges your primary twice and your special once. Oh, that's really good. Let's take that. So that way we can just do secondary, special, primary, and that'll edit our rotation from there. Now our secondary gives us a double charge. You can see with the exclamation points that appear next to the ability next to my character. Damn. Missed my special. Nice. Our DPS 349. We're doing some deeps. We have some insane items, though, I think, with the spear and the glove. I just have to remember my primary, right, isn't going to allow me to move anymore. Ooh, that was close. I was like, wait a minute, am I going to be able to dodge those in time? What if you kill the boss, then you don't have to worry about taking damage. If you use skills, it doesn't turn to a fight. No, yeah, the shopkeeper. A lot of people would probably do that by accident, if I'm being honest, like when the game first starts. Or maybe there's like a special condition that we have to achieve first, or maybe it only works on higher difficulties. Because I'm playing on normal difficulty right now, and there's like 2 more difficulties on top of that. Teleport me, please. Thank you. The circle procs first, or does the teleport proc first? They proc simultaneously? Oh my god. I couldn't figure out the right combination to get out of that situation, if I'm being honest. $200 286 still isn't bad. Seems like I've found a good rhythm as well. Around like using my defensive as a way to just buff my damage and having one in the chamber for when I need to dodge. All your abilities and loot deal 30% more damage. If you use your defensive, this effect ends until the end of the battle. That's unfortunate. Essentially, I would start the battle with a 30% damage buff that falls off at some point. And then this one, I have a damage buff, but then my GCDs are just longer. But, this is better than the other one. Oh my god, I got. Oh my god. I was trying to figure out the teleport location, but I teleported into the other bullet. I dodged the one, but then I teleported into the other. Oh, this is brutal. This is brutal. Oh, the gravity. Boss form change. My mind is as the cosmos. Halloween. That's a Chainsaw Man reference, by the way. All right, now we just have to take the quiz for time stop. Yeesh. It's about right here. Yep. Oh, I almost screwed myself with the spear because I can't move on my primary. Oh, quiz time. Chance time. Uh-oh. No! And then I teleport. Yeah. Okay. We're out. Nice. We got the reset. Oh, that's brutal. Uh-oh. Okay, so it's here. And then we teleport. And then it comes from above. And then it attacks that quadrant. Ooh! Aha, Astra. Come on! Yes! I didn't want to get time stopped again. That was a long fight. Who's this? New NPC. Stop right there, rabbit. Soko the Granite Dragon. Where do your allegiances lie? Another outsider come to meddle? While this kingdom may have been founded by rabbits, its current ruler is unquestionably Princess Ranali. It might be Ranalier? It's under the graceful governance of us dragons, and those who claim otherwise shall not be tolerated. Ha, it's no use. Our prestige and honor is in tatters. After being defeated by that interloper, we've no right to call ourselves leaders. We've been banished underground and now spend the day sleeping, but don't get complacent, rabbit. As soon as Princess Renali regains her spirits, we will take back what is ours. Watch yourself. Ooh, lore. That she'll be a boss fight later. Don't worry about it. Maybe in the higher difficulties. We'll meet again on the higher difficulty. Let's heal first. So our primary deals damage around us now rather than being a projectile. and it reduces our other cooldowns by 2 seconds every time we use it. Which, because we're charging with our secondary, isn't really worth. And these gem upgrades will overwrite each other. Ruby's special upgrade deals more damage, no longer randomly resets when you use your primary. Now resets when you use your defensive. Sure. And then we'll use our excess to level up. So now we charge, and then we get two charges on our primary, and then on our secondary, and then we can lay that down. It's pretty cool. God, I love Opal Primary. I haven't played enough to really get a love of which one I like to use the most. Oops. But welcome in, Sanctuary. Wait, does that... Oh, no! I didn't read the, I struggled with this boss the last time. I didn't read the direction of the... Wait, what?! I only saw the 2! Ah, damn it! Why I'm so bad at reading this boss's pattern. Damn it! Oh, it's one of the dragons. No further! Fires spin and churn. Oh, god damn. Ooh. Uh-oh. Let me through, laser. Oh, no! Bah! Okay. Brutal. We gotta learn. This dragon took us out last time, too. I feel like maybe it exists. It would be nice if you could practice an individual boss. You'd have the downside of not having any augments or anything, but just to learn the patterns a little bit better. Dragons are super obnoxious while you're still picking up the game. We'll get there. The fun thing about this game is that it's fun to learn. You know what I mean? I was saying earlier, a lot of games where you're choosing upgrades and trying to survive a sequence of fights, sometimes there's certain combinations of items that just make that trivial. You have like so much ridiculous over synergy and damage that nothing in the game can really threaten you anymore. But in this game, you've got to be on your shit at all times, which I respect. The augments are there for damage and variety, but being able to actually output your DPS and stay alive is still so much on you. Grants a brief speed boost when your secondary is used and moderately increases movement speed overall. Amethyst bracelet. Deal 30% more damage and then breaks if you take damage 3 times. Is that permanently breaks, or it breaks after you take 3 damage in one fight and then it resets? I'd prefer... Actually, it would be way too strong. It would be way too strong if it didn't break permanently. Because then every extremely good player just gets a 30% damage increase. Every 10 seconds, fires a projectile at your targeted enemy, then deals 180 damage and applies burn. I mean, just an extra 180 damage and a dot every 10 seconds is pretty chill. I feel like I should just take Winged Cap, but how can I turn down damage? We're walking the path of the wizard. Oh, look, it's that dragon, Soko. I remember you from before. Aw. I missed my special. Large full moon treasure sphere. Super. Become faster, more mobile, invincible, and deal 30% more damage. Every 30 seconds, using your defensive will grant you super for 8. Maybe she's like a recurring character where when you fight her early, she's kind of mid, and then she returns like later and later in the run and gets stronger. She sucks. No wonder she could defend dragon sovereignty. I know the Rabbit and Steel prequel will go super hard. Rabbits versus dragons. When you deal damage, has a 10% chance to apply decay, which is just another dot. We like Ghost Flame. Our special just does double damage on a slight delay. Oops. I'm not gonna lie, I was not paying attention to that. I think we go to the shop first. Oh, more NPCs. Is a human? Where are your animal features? Bella the Seeker Crow. A rabbit in the library? What business do you have here? Did you come in from the streets, an ally of those mice, perhaps? We crows, too, used to be like you. We'd flock around mindlessly collecting shiny baubles, eating sunflower seeds, and chatting while watching the sunset. A pitiful existence, but we've since been enlightened. We've been blessed by the voices of the stars themselves. They call to us at night and give us untold wisdom. Though their insights would be beyond a mere rabbit like you. Through their teachings, we shall be elevated, and from the skies, we will guide the world. Talking like a whole anime supervillain right now. Bella, calm down. We shall study and learn, so you might continue your humble existence. Okay. We can appreciate animal folk shopkeepers, though, because that's what we have on our stream. GCD is shortened, but damage is reduced. Size of blast also reduced. Actually, this is pretty cool to have a shorter GCD, so we can fish for resets on our special. Then we'll level up. Seems like fun. Oh, that's fun. Yeah. That's super fun. Every time we cast our primary, our special has a chance to reset its cooldown. So we just do this to people now. Wait, Sapphire's broken. What? I can't believe I haven't been resetting for Sapphire primary this whole time. This is the first time it was offered. Lord have mercy. Ooh. Oh, and our special applies Ghost Flame. Unbind me. Thank you. Oh, I forgot I can lay down Astra as well. And then it deals even more damage. Oh my god. Oh, yes, this game is lit. So we're going to teleport out right before the circle bursts. And then we'll Astra through that. Whew. Teleport? Don't mind if I do. God, this fight would be annoying as a melee character now that I think about it. Get in the circle. Get up on the Hydra's back. Ooh. No! Oh my god. My DPS is pretty solid though, thanks to this busted upgrade. If I already had like the fairy spear or whatever that augments my primary by 30% damage, it would be going sicko mode. Bright Storm Spear has a 30% chance of dealing 100 damage to all enemies when your primary does damage. That seems broken now that I can spam it. Every 10 seconds, fires a projectile. Every 50 times you or debuffs you apply deal damage to an enemy, deal 1,200 damage to all enemies. If we divide 1,200 by 50, that's only 100 damage extra, I think. I mean, because I can spam my primary, so getting up to 50 is not that difficult. It would be... Because it's a 0.5 GCD now, so I get 2 per second, so that's every 30 seconds, maybe more, less, 20-something seconds, I get a big burst, versus every time I hit with my primary, 30% chance to deal 100 damage means that on average my primary deals 30 more damage just per hit versus 1,200 over 30 seconds. So I think these items are almost literally the same, except Bright Storm Spear scales better if I get any abilities that allow me to increase percentage chances. And Black Bolt Ribbon is definitely meant more for I imagine classes like Assassin, where they have tons of multi-hitting skills. So we'll take the Brightstorm Spear. And I don't know if my logic or reasoning or math is correct here, but this is the conclusion that I've arrived at because I'm playing a wizard. If you disagree, put it in the comments below. The circle detonates and then I teleport. Damn it! I got by that shit again, man. I always fall for that. I'm trying to, like, read the circle and then the timing of the teleport. Woo! I mistimed my defensive there, so I had to slip through manually. You fool, your gravity serves me. Because I can spam and move at the same time. I should actually be an Astra for this. Yeah. Oh. Chance time. I've already identified the safe zone in your pattern of attack. Ooh. Okay, we got to run to the right and then back to the middle, and then we're safe. Oh no, oh no. Aha, wait, no, the teleport carries there. We get to dodge that for free. Oh my god, I was too focused on the actual bullet that I didn't recognize the big blue circle was just moving towards me for free. Feels bad. Do I get to teleport? Yeah, okay. So we run hard left. And then we damn it! Oh my god, I was standing in just the wrong section so that I teleported on top of the bullet on the other end of the circle. The Red Dark House. Let's see if she actually says something different. Still at it, I see. Listen, if you've come to save the Moonlit Kingdom, your efforts are wasted. Some magic has gone awry. A powerful spell. It hasn't affected me, but it looks like you're fine too. But who knows how long that'll be the case. If you really got important business here, I guess I can help for a price. So let's heal. And our secondary and our special still needs upgraded. Deal 700 damage in an extremely large radius around the target. Cooldown is longer and no longer randomly resets. Don't want that. Ooh, yes. Charges our primary twice, so we can spam it. Yes, sir. And we get a level up in there. I don't look at the potions at all, ever. Single-use upgrades feels bad. Ooh, wait, run, run, run. Damn, I got by that one. Shouldn't have taken that hit there, but that's okay. 491 DPS. Good lord. Ooh, a dragon. Illy the Emerald Dragon. Damn it! Oh my god. Wait, I'm gonna get blown back. I feel like that boss has extra like attacks that come in from off screen or something that I just can't read. Scarzig the Ruby Dragon. All right. The Ruby Dragon, round 3. No! I'm so bad at the game! Let me through, let me through! I wasn't sure if I needed Astra there or not. Get in the circle. Where's the circle? Oh my god. I can't see anything. Ah! I had such a crazy kit too. Filtered by Scarzig again. I know Scarzig is the noob killer. We know the gimmicks. Now I can like kind of hide in that little tiny corner. And then it should be fine. Oh, I didn't realize the different color palettes also change the color palette of your spells. I have to relearn the basic rotation now. I'm so used to spamming. And that's another thing too with artillery classes like this, is that you have to sort of learn the preordained safe spots for every fight so that you don't have to move off of your ley lines. And that's definitely one thing that I've been lacking. Every 5 seconds, throw a projectile. Your primary inflicts bleed. Your primary GCD has 50% chance to be at 0.8 seconds instead of its normal amount. Yeah, sounds good to me. We randomly get extra casts of our primary, so we can fish for resets a little bit more. And for our primary, oh yeah, the dagger like pulses to let us know that we got a proc. I was just about to ask about that. Meteor Staff. Your special inflicts burn, deals damage upon wearing off equal to the damage of the hit that applied burn. That sounds great. It's essentially double damage on her special with a slight delay. Standing still will cause you to vanish for 5 seconds and reset your special. Nope. We want the Meteor Staff. Oh, baby. Nice. More. Wow, so many NPCs, more crows. What's up, y'all? You've done well to gather here, my fellow students. I've come to impart the latest knowledge the stars have gifted us. I like the little graduation cap. These words have been given directly to the wisest among us. My elder sister, Twily. She has taught me so that I may disperse these insights to you. First among them. Azel, yes? What on earth are you wearing on your head? Oh, this metal thing? I found it in the Red Dark House. Isn't it shiny? I've taken liking to it. They are still crows. That's adorable. It looks ridiculous, unbecoming of an aspiring scholar such as yourself. Remove it immediately. Hey, that's not fair. You and Twilight get hats. Why can't we wear hats? My cap is a symbol of my accumulated wisdom and dedication to learning. Yours, on the other hand, is a rusty metal shackle. It's not rusty. I can see my reflection in it if I look hard. I like it a lot. Azel, our days of collecting shiny, inconsequential trinkets are over. Trinkets are life. Never, ever stop collecting shiny trinkets, chat. Think instead of the glimmer of the stars. We could reach them with enough focus and dedication. And your metallic headpiece is distracting. If your attention was not being stolen by unimportant baubles, perhaps you could better hear the words of the stars yourself. But I did hear voices. They said things like, hey, that shiny chain looks really neat. You should pick that up and wear it as a hat. The stars would not say such things. My focus has been broken. We'll resume this lesson later. Get rid of that thing before my sister sees you with it on. Well, I think it looks good on you. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep wearing it. It is very shiny. Maybe I'll go by the Red Dark House and try to find something like it. It's a great place to find trinkets. I'd go with you, but I have to study. I wouldn't want to make Sayat more angry than she already is. That's probably a good call. All right, time to upgrade. What do we got? Ruby upgrade. Now, this puts the cooldown of our primary at 4 seconds, but we also have the dagger that will sometimes reset it to 0.8. So we can double dip on this damage really hard. And then this is our special, no longer randomly resets, but deals more damage. I think we're just going to go for Ruby primary and just let the dagger carry us. Get some level ups in there. And as we already know, we're going to have to do a lot of moving anyway, so casting our primary isn't like a huge priority. And this way we get to do just like a big attack and weave it in every once in a while. And then we'll lean onto our secondary to keep our DPS up instead. There we go. You don't necessarily need to do capitalism to get shiny trinkets. Just, you know, whatever you see outside. Ooh, movement. The precision. Moves 3 millimeters horizontally. Movement. Oh, that's cool. We get to fight the crows that were just yapping in the shop. All in order. And this is Saya, the Archon Crow. What did I get hit by? Oh my god. I guess I just didn't realize that they were going to manifest a bubble there. 2, 1. Okay. Gosh, that's really mind-bending for me to parse when the teleporting like that. You know what I mean? Yo, we got the follow from Lucia Dices. You weren't already following? Not to shame you. I'm just surprised. I know that Twitch is bugged sometimes and it makes it so that you don't follow people you should be following. But welcome in, Lucia. I'm not gonna lie. I saw you post about this game and I was like, oh yeah, I remember that game that's been on my radar for 1,000 years. Exists again. So I looked back into it and now I'm training to become the strongest wizard of all time. I keep getting filtered by Scarzig, the dragon, but we'll get there. Hope you're having a good one, Lucia. Oh, I haven't used Twitch in like 4 years, Laval. Oh, that's why. Okay, that's why. I thought you were a based streamer. The world needs your red site. Your insight. Red Dark House is a vile place. I just learned in a cutscene that that's where all the cool trinkets are, though. Your special deals extra damage based on how much gold you have. Damn. I'm a brokey boy. I always spend all my gold, so I can't. Makes you significantly luckier. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. So now we have our dagger to reset our primary. And then we can spec into some more hilarious. Oh, and then our resets will happen more often too. Let's see if it works the way I think it does. Man, every time I go, oh yeah, I should put down my ley lines. I always have to move. Wait, no. I'm not going to fall for it again. The circle bursts, and then we teleport inside the circle. Woo! What'd I get hit with? Oh my god, I didn't even see that. I was too busy looking in the bottom right corner to look at the timer for the teleportation. I can't believe I got legitimately distracted like a baby. My object permanence. Not like this. The game, like, literally jingled some keys down in the bottom right corner, and I took my eyes off the prize chat. Please tell me when the when Twily the Crow casts time stop that people call it chance time. It strikes me as such a silly Mario Party minigame mechanic, and I love it so much. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Oh, I got the reset. Ah! Local rabbit just trying to do DPS, getting unreasonably punished. I gotta reread this dagger. I think I'm, like, misremembering how it works or something. There's an achievement you get if you beat the boss during time stop. I feel like I've done it before with, like, Ghost Flame or something. Oh my god, I got outplayed by the fucking teleport! Damn it! Oh my god. There's never been a less locked-in gamer than me at this moment. Never mind, we're not making it to car seat. Okay, we have to run to the right so that the teleport lets us cancel out the ring of bullets. Sheesh. Unlocked Sniper Rabbit. Emerald Lakeside. Oh, it's the mice. Pin, the Black Shield mouse. Halt! You're an unfamiliar face. You don't need to stop everyone we see. We're just patrolling. How's your evening? Say, do you believe in miracles? Luck and miracles are real. Are you going to ask everyone we talk to that? This is my first time being here, I think. The bossa nova goes crazy. I'm telling you, your good luck charm doesn't do anything. That's not true. Good things definitely happen more often while I'm holding it. Think of how lucky the mice have been recently. We used to get picked on by the wolves and the dragons, and then everyone started fighting. And then the new queen showed up, and now we're the ones walking around and asking questions. Say, Miss Rabbit, what's your favorite food? Stop asking her unimportant things. We're trolling to ensure the safety of mice around town. You don't seem to be a threat. For now. But stay out of the church mouse streets. If you start causing trouble there, our knights will deal with you in swift order. Alright. Heal me. And let's see what broken nonsense we can get. We still need to upgrade our secondary and our special. Alright, deals more damage, but now has 3 uses and a cooldown of 8 seconds. Deals 40% more damage if the enemy is facing away from you. This won't be relevant when you're playing single player. I don't believe the enemies really have facings all like that. Garnet Special. Deals more damage. Chance of resetting is higher. Yeah, and we've got the Lucky Rabbit's Foot. Let's reset our spaghetti. And we get a free level up. And let's check my inventory real quick. The Shinsoku Katana, your primary's GCD has a 50% chance to be 0.8 seconds instead of its normal amount. Oh, the backstab mechanic does work in single player. The boss facing direction is part of their pattern. Oh, I'm just like too brainwashed by Final Fantasy XIV, where the enemy just looks at you all the time if you have the aggro. Oh my god! No! No, my god, no! Mav, the seamstress frog. No! You fool, you're trapped in here with me! What? What did I get hit with? Oh! Her singing. Oh my god, she's fucking dealing AoE damage. What am I getting hit by? I didn't get hit by anything! I dodged everything! What's the circle mean? Keep moving. Oh, I see it now. I'm looking at the enemies and like the upcoming bullets. I'm not looking at my character. Oh my god. Local raider doesn't know how to read. More at 11. Backstabs always work if the boss transforms into a big animal, which means it's super good for bosses. Oh, okay. Match colors. Ah! Match colors. Yes. I can match colors and shapes. I'm so good at this game. Match colors! I feel like I haven't gotten the katana proc. What does that do? Match colors? Ah, no, I'm gonna fail! No! I had to take the long way around. That's fine. I didn't want to hit that anyway. Oh! Oh! My god. Bodied by the frog. I like the little hairstyle. So it's like the eyes of a frog at the top. Very adorable. The character designs in this game I really vibe with. It's got that Evilise flavor to it that I also try to channel in my own artwork. The skill icons are also really cool too. I know from personal experience, coming up with like skill icons is very difficult to make them look cool, you know? Neat. But now we have a sniper rabbit. I'm just going to keep spamming wizards so that I can actually learn the damn game. Pick up on some of these boss patterns. The adventure begins. Ah, goddamn. I definitely felt like I wasn't getting my katana procs to get the bonus primary GCD reset, even though I had the rabbit's foot. Wind Bite Dagger. Your secondary GCD becomes 0.5 seconds, but its damage is reduced by 60%. Deal 5% more damage when you place a debuff on the opponent. Your defense has a 50% chance of resetting. Increases special damage by 20%, already a front runner. Every 12 seconds, using your special will grant you a vulnerability for 3 seconds. Starts the battle on cooldown. That seems really good for me. Secondary inflicts burn. Yeah, we'll just take the stuff rabbit. Oh, it's the mice again. Yeah, see, here's that katana again. Your primary's GCD has a 50% chance to be 0.8 seconds instead of its normal amount. Sparrow Feather deals 50 damage to all enemies when your primary or secondary is used. That's actually pretty solid. Bleed. Afflicted enemies take extra damage from your abilities or loot effects. Bleed might also be good. It says takes extra damage, and I guess it looks like it's a flat amount. This is just a flat 50% damage, but this is a flat 20 damage per hit when bleed is affected. And I don't have multi-hitting skills, so Sparrow Feather is better for Wizard. You can get augments, like gemstones, I think, and things like that. Oh, another dragon. That will fix that for you, but I digress. I wonder, when you get pushed out of your ley lines, does the damage apply? You have to be in it when the spell completes or when you press the button to cast it? I wonder how that works under the hood. Because that does slightly affect your positioning for certain mechanics. So this is, and this is what we were trying to do last time, is primary, Ruby primary with the katana to get the resets, but it felt like the katana was never, like, not a reset, but a lower cooldown. You know what I mean? Opal secondary, no longer deals damage, but just supercharges your special. Garnet special, chances of resetting is higher, deals more damage. Seems good to me. And we'll take a level up. Getting pushed counts as moving and moving out, if I remember correctly. So if I start my cast, well, I guess my special is instant, but I guess like my primary has a travel time, right? So if I cast this and I'm pushed out of my ley lines before I detonate it, I wonder. So it probably applies dynamically whether you're standing in it or not, rather than from the. If it was Final Fantasy 14, I'd be like, it would count from where you cast it. But in a game like this, where it's a bit more real time and we aren't operating on server ticks, from what I understand, it would make sense if it's just purely dynamic. where it just reads where your ley lines are and then applies the damage buff on top of the skill. I guess I could test it here with gravity. Yeah. Wizard abilities are global range, but target the ground rather than relative to you. But stuff like assassin melee swings follow your rabbit. Oh, God. Almost goofed there. Oh, damn. I screwed up there. I needed to reposition ahead of time. Wait. Okay. I did it. I remembered to actually check my ending position after the teleport, so I didn't take free damage there. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Whew. I gotta tell you, my brain just, it's really hard for me to process the teleports in this game for some reason. I think it's because it's like when you get into that sort of bullet hell flow state, you're just passively dodging things, and you're also in a flow state trying to keep your rotation up. And the teleports, I think, are just really jarring, where you have to reevaluate your position relative to bullets on a timer. I mean, I guess that's what makes it fun, but you know what I mean. And also, playing this game on an arcade stick is so fucking godlike. I'm so glad I only need one stick to play this. Critical hits now deal 175% extra damage instead of the normal 75%. We can get the crown. I don't have any crit, but every 2 times you use your defensive, gain elegy. Does that carry over between fights? Smite is 10% damage buff. Every 10 seconds grants you smite and then slices the air around you, dealing 200 damage to nearby enemies. I guess we just take Holy Greatsword and we try to play a little bit close. I think everything has 30% crit chance naturally. Ah, okay. Yeah, I don't think it was ever communicated to me what the default crit chance was. Oh my god. But regarding crit chance, I was doing a whole fucking crazy mathematical equation for Maple Story to figure out when Savage Blow actually becomes viable now over Double Stab. Wait, oh wait, I'm not going to get tricked again. You teleport and then the circle bursts. So no, run! Ooh, I'm not going to get got again. Okay. Oh my goodness. I'm actually beginning to remember the mechanics now. Oh, this... man, this is... this is scratching an itch I didn't know I had. The answer lies in the dark of night. Peer into the vastness. Get in the circle. This game has such a like a it might just be this fight, but it just has kind of a silly WarioWare kind of thing going on with the raid mechanics, and it just hits for me. Whenever your damage says an exclamation mark, it's a crit. Gotcha. I think it's because I was yeah, like right there. I think I was just getting the charge damage kind of lost in the way I was evaluating everything. I definitely feel like I'm getting more resets. I wonder if my smite can proc while I'm time stopped. No. We have to run to the right. And then we teleport. Oh my god, I got clipped. Damn. Damn. As soon as the time stop ends, I win. King's Arsenal. I'm sure you've seen it, but the spell that goes under is a black aura. It puts the victims into a bit of a dark headspace. Oh, wait, no, you said that already. I didn't know if, like, her lines change based on, like, what area of the map you're in. Flash Strength. Your next primary deals 150% more damage and wears off when you use an attack. Deals 240 damage in small radius near the target. Deals more damage. Flash Strength when you use your defensive. I mean, our defensive is for putting down lane lines and doing a big burst of damage anyway, so that's kind of cool. Sapphire charges, deals more damage, has 3 uses. 40% more damage if the enemy's facing away from you. And then Sapphire Special. I guess we'll try the Sapphire secondary upgrade. And we can just weave this in with Backstab. The 8-second cooldown is super long, though, actually. This is pretty bad for us. Because this is what we weave in between our primary and our special. I think 8 seconds is too long. I think it completely destroys our rotation. Ruby Defensive. When standing in the field, gain Nova. Duration of the field is shorter and the buff granted is stronger. I actually like this a lot more. I'm going to heal. I'm going to be a coward and heal just for 1. And then that way, when we put our ley lines down, we just have big damage for a shorter duration. Because I feel like I am not as versed in knowing... Whoa. This, like, makes your movements into a dash. Man. Oh, that's... The size of my fucking ley lines is, like... smaller than the dash. It's like I can't perfectly line back up into my stuff. Knockback. That was close. Oh, I see. I'm limited to just this side of the screen now. Yeah, the ley lines seem to last for a pretty long time, even with the Nova upgrade. I played, I went in the Discord server, and I found a group to play with, a couple days ago, and that was the only time I was able. Oh, I got bodied. Uh, that was the only like successful run I did when I was getting carried by pros. I was getting absolutely bodied by this fucking fight. I could not track the cleaves or anything. Oh my god, I have no idea what the fuck is going on. So they move and then their attacks are unleashed. So I want to go, oh no! Okay. Now I understand. Ooh. Okay. Get out of jail free card there. If Tasha, I just follow the one with the circle and there's enough time to react to the cleaves. Okay. Yeesh. Peridot Rapier increases secondary damage by 20%. Every 8 seconds, using your secondary will grant you brief invulnerability and erase projectiles in a large radius in front of you. We need that. But Meteor Staff. Every 10 seconds, slice in the air around you, dealing 300 damage, and apply curse to nearby enemies so they take 10% extra damage. And we also have the golden this blade, so this synergizes with that. The Meteor Staff is just so insane. It's literally double damage. Marin the Steel-Tooth Wolf. Where does it cleave? I think I'm safe. Ooh. Oh, Wolf Dash. Oh, we're trapped in here with her. Oh, God! Ah! So the Wolf Dash lets you go through projectiles, or was I just mistaken there? I like, it's like, you know, it's like fighting Sen. Not Sen, Sif in Dark Souls, but the wolf has a cute little bow. Very adorable. Zantetsuken? Oh my god! Ah! Bullet time? That's actually kind of sick, though. Oh my god, you're so tanky! Damn. I was hoping I could get my, flame staff in before it was too late. My meteor staff. Woo! That fight was actually really easy. It just looks way more intense than it is, so it makes it stressful. That fight is very wizard favored. If I'm playing a different class, that fight is probably so fucking annoying. Playing a melee class into that must be horrible. The wolves are just aura farming, right? Maxie, the crafter frog. Have you heard of Avi? I guess you must have. You haven't. I can see it in your face. I've been a big fan of hers forever. Or, well, sort of. I knew her before her recent popularity, you know? Oh, the frogs are art hipsters. She was super duper underwater before. Oh, that's good. Instead of underground, she was underwater before. Like, no one knew her. It's cool to see an artist get the attention they deserve, and even cooler, because I knew her before then. You should go to the lakeside and listen to her. You'll thank me. Anyway, see you there. Very cute. All right, so primary deals slightly more. This is the flash strength one. Secondary, we don't have any secondary upgrades. This is the one. Damage is much higher, but now it's a cooldown of 4 seconds. We don't want that. We've already... I guess Garnet Primary, it's just a damage buff. We'll use the flash strength here and there, especially with Nova. And we just have like a more bursty setup. And then we'll heal and level up. Steel yourself. Cool. That was DPS 818. That doesn't really count because when you're fighting multiple enemies, your DPS is like crazy boosted, but and then because we have the flash strength meteor staff. Yeah, so that's the trick. We have to make sure we use our flash strength on a Nova boosted special. The Sacred Flame set. And we got to remember to stay close as well because we have the smite. Uh-oh. Stretch the tether. How much do I have to stretch the tether for it to count? Oh! Ah, damn. Damn, that's actually pretty difficult. You have to dodge these and stretch both tethers at the same time. It's brutal. No! Oh, man, This is a pretty cool fight. I'm getting, like, corralled really hard by the tethers, and it's hard to dodge these, circles as well. Ah, I got clipped by that. Brutal. Oh my god. I got hit twice. I couldn't use, like, iframes to try to absorb one of those hits. Dang. I was definitely dealing good damage, but I just, was taking also way too much damage with the mechanics. Good run, though. We're also, getting put into some different areas and whatnot, too. Yeah, and then the Sniper Rabbit is our new class. And we're also getting a good idea of different build paths. Oh, it's the frog. What up? What up, homie? $216. I feel like with no upgrades, you want to be hitting like 225, I think is what I've been able to hit when I'm really locked in. All right, so now we're going to be seeing more items as part of our loot table with some of the new upgrades that we've unlocked. Every time you use your special, gain flash strength. Your next primary deals 150% more damage. Oh, flash strength only applies to your primary. I thought that you could flash strength into whatever you wanted, so I was misusing that before. Learning to read in real time here with Scarzig. Your primary is 40% more powerful, but gains a cooldown of 3 seconds. Increases special damage by 20% whenever you gain invulnerability. Your special has a 50% chance of resetting. Stone Club. Primary deals 70% more damage. Its GCD is increased by 0.6. That's tempting. We can just pick up the Meteor Staff here. I feel like the White Flame Staff. No, it says every 2 times you use your special. Yeah, we'll just take Meteor Staff. Ow, shit. She had a harder pattern. Soka heard me talking shit. I know, right? She had a better pattern that time. Night Star Grimoire. Every 25 seconds, deal 900 damage to all enemies. That's probably useful because, like, I'm playing solo, so it takes longer for me to take down bosses and stuff. But Curse Talon, your secondary applies Curse. I'm going to be doing that all the time. That's just a 10% damage increase that's going to have maximum uptime. When you've been standing still for 1 second, your special deals 40% more damage, the Dark Mage Charm. I think it's just Cursed Talon. The Dark Mage Charm is definitely tempting, but when I want to use the special, I just want to use it. I don't want to have to cook it. You know what I mean? Unless Dark Mage Charm is something that you can prep, where at the beginning of the fight, if I just stand still for 1 second and then start moving, it's too much upkeep to be like, oh, I should try to stand still for Dark Mage Charm. If you're really pro, you probably know all the safe spots. It's easier for you to just find a spot to just wait. And it's probably easier to cook this than I'm thinking. But everything I do deals 10% more damage versus I get a 40% more damage burst on specifically my special if I meet this condition. Especially when I already... Oh, but I do have the Meteor Staff, so this is actually worth even more. Yo, what's up, Ben? Gaming on a Scarzig stream? I know. I got sucked into the building the user check-in system and the avatar system and all that. And now that I've hit that milestone, I've opened up some breathing room to do some gaming. And also, Rabbit and Steel is really tickling my fancy right now. Oh, man. I'm going to take the Dark Mage Charm, even though I do think the Cursed Talon is mathematically better, so that I can challenge myself to work standing still into my rotation. So the way Rabbit and Steel works is it's individual enemy encounters, and then you get a new treasure loot upgrade to change your kit or give you a passive. But your kit isn't just, doing damage. It's an MMO rotation where you're using your abilities in a certain order while also bullet hell dodging all of the boss's projectiles and raid mechanics. And you can play online with people. They have a really active Discord server where you can, if you're looking for party members, you tell them like what difficulty you're playing on, etc. And there's different classes. I'm playing Wizard because I played Black Mage in Final Fantasy XIV. But it's really sick. The way the Wizard works is I have my secondary that it charges up my big burst attack. And then I have my primary, which is a smaller burst attack that I just weave in while I'm waiting for my special to come off of cooldown so I can do my big burst again. Oh, I see. Yeah, so the Dark Mage Charm procs, and then the buff disappears if you move. I thought you could stand still to get the buff and then apply it, and then stand still to apply it. You have to be standing still to gain the buff and then also use the buff. This game came out a few years ago. It was on my radar for a bit, and I forgot it existed, and then Lucia posted about it, and I was like, oh yeah, that game. And then we've got the Shopkeeper. You buy these gemstones that socket into your abilities to also give them different effects. Opal Secondary no longer deals damage, but supercharges are special. Supercharged attacks deal two times damage when used. I'm tempted to take this because now that I have the Meteor Staff and the Black Mage Charm, we will just deal ridiculous big boom burst damage. Come with me into the depths of depravity, chat. And is this roguelike-y? Yes. Where the upgrades that you're offered from the loot chests are random, but it's not... I was saying this earlier. What I like about this game is that your skill is still the primary factor of your success. There's no build that's just so broken that the game just starts to play itself for you, which can happen sometimes in other roguelikes, which is a design decision. Other games like Vampire Survivors, right? That's part of the charm, is you can get into these really over synergistic builds that let you go infinite. But with this game, the dodging and keeping up your rotation is the main mechanic, and the upgrades add variety and spice in service of that. I remember making the number 15,000 on a Wizard special. My first win, I laughed all the way to the bank. Oh my god, I can't wait to find some nonsense. I have to use my secondary to supercharge and then get in position, cast Astra, and then use the Dark Mage. Oh my god. And then if I can get like Rabbit's Foot for special resets, we'll be also laughing all the way to the bank. Or if I can get something that gives me, like, primary cooldown. Because I think I got Sapphire primary one time, and it was transcendent. This game is awesome, but kind of too complicated for me. I agree. I'm only able to sort of find my footing because I have experience playing Final Fantasy XIV. If you haven't played an MMO before, I agree that this is really hard to parse. And even I partied up with some people who actually were good at the game, and they were just carrying me through some of the later fights. I was getting completely swept up by how many visual effects there are. It's like 3 bullet hells stacked on top of each other sometimes. So it's a lot of visual. There's options, don't get me wrong, in the menu of how to like tweak visual effects being more prominent and this and that. And they have a lot of redundant elements where there's a smaller version of my HUD and my cooldowns next to my character and also along the bottom of the screen. They do, I think, as good a job as they're probably able to make things able to be read. And with it has that same flavor of an MMO where once you've done the same batch of fights over and over again, you don't have to pay as much attention to the patterns and stuff like that because you kind of know what's going on. And you can focus more on just maximizing your rotation. Oops, I accidentally double cast my frickin' what's the name? My defensive. Fuck. Does circle detonate first or wait, I'm gonna die. Ooh, God. Okay. Woo! This is no Path of Acra, essentially. I've actually never heard of that game either. Acra? Acra? Ballroom Gown makes you slightly luckier and slightly increases your movement speed. Sun Pendant, every time you use an ability, reset your special's cooldown and gain flash intelligence. Every 10 times you use an ability, reset your special's cooldown and gain flash intelligence. Your special deals 150% more damage. So we just have to track the Sun Pendant to line up with our special. Let's do it. Oh, there's a little number next to it. That's helpful. Yeah, so then the flash intelligence, you have to use it on your special. If you use a different ability, then you don't get the bonus. So I'm just going to play my rotation like normal. Oh, okay, I get it now. I'm just going to play my rotation like normal, and if it lines up, it lines up. Yeah, like my 10th ability was proccing the flash intelligence, so I could have maybe set it up a little bit differently. It's gonna be a little bit off here and there because my primary has a chance to reset my secondary, and it has a chance to reset my special. And yeah, see, it happened again where the ooh, close one. So my primary has a chance to reset my special, and I cast my secondary before my special to charge it, so it deals more damage. Nice. I think once it gets down to like 3 out of 10 is when I'll kind of pay attention to the number. Sun Pendant also resets special when it procs, so you can just get free ball specials. That's true. The Sun Pendant, I was thinking about that, making you slightly luckier, does play very well into the Wizard's kit. But this just gives me an extra fun thing to track and try hard a bit. And now we have Flash Intelligence. Oh my god, there we go. 3,000 with the Meteor Staff. So then after a few seconds, it'll re-deal that 3,000. Teleport. Whew. And now that I've done a few runs, I'm starting to unlock more items that appear in treasure chests and stuff. And I'm just kind of learning about what builds are possible. And this is just with the wizard. Like, even playing other classes, like, the game just keeps getting more and more complicated. All right, so Opal Primary. We actually do need an upgrade. Deals damage in an area around you. Decreases all other cooldowns by 2 seconds each time it's used. So that gives me my special more often. Either I get a reset or it comes up faster. Special Sapphire special upgrade. Damage is reduced but hits 4 times, which we don't want because we're going all in on one big burst. And then Opal defensive. The CD. Oh, so this does, we don't have to stay in the field to get the Astra buff. We need to stay stationary for our other mage charm. We'll take the Opal Primary. Now remember, it's an radius around us, so this is kind of like, we can't send it out as projectile anymore. We explode around ourselves. I'll try it. And then we're going to level up. Oh, perfect. Oh, that was bad. Unfortunate. Oh my god. I got bodied by these guys last time. Keep moving, keep moving. Oh my god, that was my bad. I used my primary when that projectile was on my way over, and your primary slows your movement. Oh, damn, I cast my Astra the wrong time. Woo! Oh, that's right. I have to be in melee range. I gotta remember that. What's nice is if I am forced into long range, I can still use my special to deal damage. Okay. How do we... Okay, I need my defenses to be off of cooldown for that part, I guess. Brutal. I feel like I'm consistently making it to about the same area. I'm making the same like length of progress into the run each time. But I know. Oh my god, matching shapes and colors this is the hardest thing I've ever had to do. From the creators of reading, we bring you numbers. This game makes you feel so stupid, and I love it. Boo Boo Keys. I can't believe we died to Boo Boo Keys again. Like when I was playing with those people who actually knew what they were doing, and I was just getting mauled, and I was dead like half the time. They were razzing me a little bit, and I was like, I know, I'm a fucking noob. Like I couldn't even defend myself. I was like, yeah, I know, I'm just sitting here dead. I think that was a square hole. I know, I actually messed up. I didn't go to the square hole. Oh, I didn't charge my special. This is... Oh, it's every once in a while you get a game like this where it masker because of the aesthetic, it's like very cutesy and everything. But this game is sweat. Honestly, I shouldn't be surprised at this point, right? I feel like if you see a game with any sort of art style similar to this, you know it's going to be a sweat fest, and I'm down for it. I'll have to look up some footage of what some like max difficulty full party nonsense raids look like. I don't want to get spoiled is the thing. But like, then again, in an MMO, it's better to know the boss mechanics before you just go in and have to learn it on the fly. Haunted Gloves. Abilities and loot that hit for 100 damage or less now hit for 100 damage regardless of other loot effects. Every 15 seconds, gain Black Strike. When you use your every 15 seconds, gain Black Strike when you use your secondary. deal 200% more damage, wears off when you use an attack. So we use our secondary to power up our special, and then we use our special, it deals 200% more damage, and that's every 15 seconds. Yeah, we'll take the first strike bracelet. Does it start on cooldown? Don't worry, you'll become familiar with the Windows logo very quickly. Community mods for this game to like make custom bosses and stuff must go absolutely sicko mode. That's going to be a real fun one to play like community bosses. There's probably already some bangers. Oh yeah, the Black Strike is tight. Topaz Charm, gain 8 extra gold at the end of each fight. Breaks if you take damage. Rip. That's not me. Every 18 seconds, grant elegy to all allies. Breaks if you take damage twice. No! They're giving me pro augments. I'm bad. I'm going to be taking damage, mind you. Okay, we can get Sun Pendant again. Reset your special's cooldown and gain flash intelligence. Oh, that's right. You were saying that the Sun Pendant has the special cooldown reset built into it. So we always line up flash intelligence on our special with this. Oh, I see. Then we get that rainbowy glow. Hang on a second. I just gotta look something up for my sister. Gilly, I guess it is 4:30. Okay. Next fight. And that's also nice, these little waiting areas where everybody has to kind of re-ready up before you go to the next fight or the shop or whatever. Yeah, I know. We'll go soon. Just give me a second. I'm gonna die here in like another 15 minutes. You're fine, Gilly. All right. So, Sapphire Special, we don't want. Oh, Garnet Secondary, Omega Charge. No longer deals damage, has 50% chance to Omega Charge or Special, and reset its cooldown. That's not really... The Omega Charge is cool, but putting this on a higher cooldown, it interferes with my movement too much. I feel like my special is already sufficiently godlike. What's Garnet Primary again? Deals more damage. You gain flash strength when you use your defensive. So when we use our defensive, our primary deals more damage. Let's just take this. Just some extra damage, yeah. Oh my god, the Sun Pendant feels so good to use. Oops. The gravity got me there. I just have to work it into my muscle memory as well that whenever I use my defensive, primary has to be my next button. CD for secondary doesn't really matter because you only use it once per special. Generally, yes, but I tend to use it to sort of slide cast. The way that, like, when you're running between mobs in Final Fantasy XIV, you're kind of just spamming Scourge. I don't even know if that's a thing anymore. I don't even know if that's worth it anymore. Or if I just do it to make it so I can feel better about myself. I just like the secondary being able to deal damage, because if I'm in a position where I have to move a lot, then I can just, you know, secondary like this so I can keep moving. Oh, and yeah, I've got the Black Strike bracelet. So my secondary is a little bit more important to set that up, right? I don't know. Can I, like, teleport inside the other? No, wait. Yes? I don't know. Maybe I am being paranoid where, like, as I get better at bosses, maybe I get also better at not needing to move as much, so my primary is remaining as my main source of damage. You know, I'm kind of oops, I actually had a double special flash intelligence there. I didn't realize. I love mashing, so I only look at GCD for stuff that's meant for getting charge. Oh, yeah. Because you get that rhythm and cadence to it. Tracking, like, the 10 on the Sun Pendant and... Hang on. And then the First Strike bracelet, every 15 seconds, gain Black Strike when you use your secondary. I guess it doesn't really matter. I thought it's just a cooldown. So a secondary upgrade might do the trick. We might get a chance to Omega Charge at some point. Sunflower Crown, your max HP is increased by 1. You become able to graze slightly into a projectile without taking damage. That's really strong. Ooh, Primary gives us Ghost Flame, deals damage when applied and upon wearing off. So our primary just deals double damage. Every 10 seconds, your secondary will deal an additional 400 damage on hit. I feel like Ghost Flame is just better damage for us. Because it says your primary now only deals 10 damage. The Ghost Flame is 200... So the Ghost Flame has set damage. This doesn't actually scale with the damage our primary does, right? So our flash strength for our primary gets eaten by the Ghost Flame. Ghost Spear basically makes your primary have a 5-second cooldown. Yeah. We'll just take the Crescent Moon down. Ooh, it's like Sunflower Crown. This is obviously, like, very good for me as a noob, but I don't want to take this because I don't want to act like I'm a god when I'm grazing things. If grazing a projectile gave you a bonus that you could cash in and you can go Toho mode, that would be kind of sick, but this is purely just training wheels. I'm going to take the Crescent Moon Dagger. Because then I can just do this. Godlike. And I think you're right. I'm definitely getting into the era of just being able to rely on my primary a lot more and minimize my movement. Oh my god. I was planning on just using my defensive to dodge the circle, but I wasn't looking far enough into the future. Looks like I'm generally safe down here. Yeah, in sequences like this, it feels like really important to, keep moving. Oh, Gilly, everybody loves you. Yeah, you're so patient. So we got to back off. Then we've got a circle. We got to save a defensive cooldown. We could actually teleport past that to nullify, so I think we're good. Yeah. Oops. I needed to step forward in order for the teleport. No, wait. No, I had to go from the right side. Oh. You have to freeze your movement for a second when the ring explodes so you don't run into the bullets because you move faster than they do. Okay, simple. Oh, God. I think we're safe, like, right here. Haha! Using the way your ley lines are also a parry does feel really good, too. Okay, okay. Break time. Let's, I'll drop y'all off at the shop, and I'll, take them out real quick. I'll be right back. Excuse me. Okay, I'm back. Oh, my name was backwards. The full text was mirrored. Damn, really? When you buy an item, it's supposed to detect and then mirror it for you. So somehow that mirror was procking on different redeems that are going on inside the shop. I know what caused it, but that yeah, so it's another bug I got to work on. It worked fine when I used the slime charm though. I think the check-in might have some redundant code in it because I found a different way to have it detect when you buy something in the shop versus when you do something else inside the shop. It might have been a thing where the redeems were maybe too close together, so it didn't have a chance to unflip itself. But that's a bug that I keep thinking is fixed, and then it keeps cropping back up. I'll finagle with it. But Opal Secondary no longer deals damage, but supercharges the special. Now, this says if we get the Opal Secondary upgrade, this will still make it deal 400 damage every 10 seconds. We don't want supercharge, right? We want Omega Charge to make it worth. Cooldown is shorter, deals more damage, but no longer randomly resets. I think that's fine because we have the guaranteed reset on the Sun Pendant. I think it disables because it's on hit. Oh, yeah, because it's not... When you get a no longer deals damage, it doesn't just make it do 0 damage. Yeah, it completely changes it to just be like an animation. That's a good call out, Lucia. And then yeah, we'll just take Opal Special. And a level up and a heal. So that's a cross shape. Yeah, okay, I see it now. Double cross shape. Okay, we got out of there. Woo! I almost took that damage. We ended the fight just in time. The Windows logo. Yeah. That fight, it feels like from time to time, extra like cross shapes will come from off screen that aren't telegraphed. I don't know if I'm now just finally able to oh my god, it's Carsey! Let's get filtered, chat. My ultimate rival. It's like Street Fighter. And now, fight your rival. Ah, damn it. Fuck. How do you fucking beat? Oh my god. Woo! Oh my god, we got there. Carsey down. PB. PB achieved. Raiju Crown. Every 20 times you or debuffs you apply deal damage to an enemy, apply Spark. Peridot increases secondary damage by 20%. Every 8 seconds, your secondary will grant you brief invulnerability. That just seems really good, honestly. We'll just take this. I tend to want to avoid, like, these defensive items, but this is just way too good to give up. Try to extend this run, yeah? We get to have a little bit of invincibility as a treat. Area boss. Renali, the Mithril Dragon. Get in the circle. Is this safe here? Ah! Windows logo! Oh no! I didn't keep track of which way it was going to rotate. Oh lord. It's a dragon! Ah! This is so fucking hard! Ooh, I think I'm safe here. Oh no, it rotates. No, it rotates. Ah! Oh my god, okay. We're recognizing shapes and arrows, chat. Windows logo. Ah! Plaid. Okay, I'm actually safe down here. Oh god, it's gonna rotate. Ah! Wait. Ugh. That's okay. Mithril Dragon. Mithril Dragon is making me do the most. The red dark house mechanic is putting 3 different instructions on the screen. You need to figure out where's the gap between all of them. I was telling Ben that sometimes this game is like 3 bullet hells stacked on top of each other for sure. Where's the gap? I know where the gap is. It's right here. The skill gap. All right, we got time for one more run. All right. I'm a wizard. The Red Dank House. And the resets were going kind of crazy there. Hastens GCD actions by 20% and moderately increases movement speed. You get haste when you use your defensive. So that just makes it so that we just want to do that in spam anyway. Crow Feather Hairpin, special damage by 20%. You place a debuff on an opponent, your special has a 50% chance of resetting. Increases your special damage by 30%, but decreases its radius by 20%. I think that's fine. Just take the killing note. The Crow Feather Hairpin has a lot more, like, shenanigans to it if I get debuff synergy. I'll take the Hairpin. Weaker right now, but with more potential. All right. Max HP increased by 1. All abilities and loot hitbox are 30% larger, increases movement speed. Special deals 200% more damage, but its GCD is increased by 2.5. Movement speed is reduced. Oh my god, this is so tempting. When you deal damage, has a 10% chance to apply decay. That's a debuff for Crow Hairpin. So when we deal damage, it's a 10% chance to apply the debuff. And then every time the debuff procs, it's a 50% chance to reset our special. So that's a 5% chance. But when you... And oh wait, no, secondary applies poison for 5 seconds. This is just guaranteed. My question is, yeah, I didn't gotten reading the Snake Fang Dagger. I guess it's like if something's already poisoned, do I replenish the duration of the poison, or is it just like a re-up thing? I guess we'll find out, and then I can get different debuffs. It looks like I got a reset there. Yeah. Every time I use my secondary, it has a chance to proc the hairpin. So now my primary and my secondary reset my special. All right, Emerald primary deals more damage, no longer slows, size of blast. Okay, this is just a straight upgrade. Sapphire secondary. Sapphire special. Hits 4 times. Resetting it and then being able to deal the damage over 4 individual hits might actually matter for later synergies. This is just a straight upgrade. Nothing too silly going on here. This also is going to be more movement speed. I'll take Sapphire Special. I'll try it. Because maybe we get some Spark synergy, which I think also counts as a debuff. And it maybe makes my cadence a little bit better. I delayed my special a little bit there to let the boss finish moving. And this is what's so cool is that, like, every build feels, like, super unique and fun. Oh my god, that poison reset is so fucking nice. I'm so glad I took the hairpin. I'm actually a genius that I took the hairpin because I recognized its scaling potential. Only real gamers understand the broken concept of crow hairpin. I feel like an isekai protagonist. Wait, this item is actually broken. It's a fun trope. It does get old fast, but sometimes if it's played well, it does feel really good. Nobody recognized how broken this build is but me. And then we Astra through those. I think we can start speccing into Spark synergy too. If we get offered it. Nice. Oh my god, I'm so nice for that one. I moved because I properly reconciled the teleport was going to screw me over if I didn't, and I was able to make it through that gap. Oh shit. The teleport threw off my Astra. So I didn't parry those bullets properly. You watch too much Shonen slop, old man. It's not even Shonen slop, it's Isekai slop. There's the Crescent Moon Dagger again. We just get bonus damage. Your primary has a 40% chance to grant you Flash Dex. And then Flash Dex makes the secondary deal 150% more damage. Our build is a little bit more primary focused. But our primary also has a chance to reset our special, so I don't want to waste those. I think we'll just go for Crescent Moon Dagger and call it a day. The other one gives us, like, probably better damage, but I think it makes our rotation a bit too awkward is all. Where if I cast my primary and I get a reset, it'll feel bad where I feel like I want to cast my secondary first. Because I would cast my secondary already before my primary, so that my special is charged in case I get a reset. You know what I mean? So if I grab that other item, that makes it so my primary can buff my secondary, then I'm using primary to fish for that augment before I try to get a reset. And both those are resetting my special anyway, so I think it's better to just run with this same setup. Beautiful. Woo! Sure they do, buddy. More of my kit being centered around my secondary does give me a lot of mobility too, which I appreciate. Put the dot before we get time stopped. Yeah. And for this sequence too, where like you have to move a lot, it does feel really good to just be able to spam my secondary and not worry too much. So we teleport to the right. That means we have to go inside the left circle so that we can teleport into the center. It feels like every tick of the poison has a chance to reset the special. I don't know if I'm tripping or not. So we back off and then go back into the circle? Yeah. Damn it. Oh, I misinterpreted that attack. Whew. A little caught out there. There's a very Balatro Joker's all procking at once feel that your build is giving. It's good stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah. We're on to some shenanigans for sure. The Crow Hairpin's only going to get better. Because we picked it up first, so we can build our entire build around it. And if we can get like a special upgrade that makes it apply something every time it hits. So we do need a secondary upgrade. This one is charges your primary twice and your special once. Ooh. So this one would charge our primary. This one changes our primary so that it's like AoE around us. I think we want Emerald secondary. Getting charges on primary is nice. And then that way, because charge doesn't fall off either. Ghost slows movement and increases damage dealt by 60%. Oh, that's tempting. Hang on. What's the current Astra buff? 15%? Let's try it. And then 60%, and then we spread that out across our poison in all 4 hits. Damn. Ghost also adds up to 3 seconds of invulnerability if you don't press anything, so that's super good for a panic button. Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that. All we need is some spark loot, I swear. Like, having our special reset and also hit 4 times means that we can stack that up, like, really fast. We're taking the wizard and we're corrupting it and turning it into a different class entirely. Oops, that's my bad. Oh my god, stretch the tether. Panic button. Ah! I think I lost to these guys last time, too. It was, like, really hard to balance everything. Damn. Whew. Oh, God. Stretch the tether. Ow! I'm safe here. You have no power here. Wait, is that a cleave? No, not like this. Oh, brother. They didn't even do a DPS check. That one's a move speed check. Did you remember to increase your move speed, child? Damn. We were cooking with this. The hairpin, snake fang dagger. This is a sick combo. If we got like a little bit more synergy on top of this, we would have been really balling for sure. That fight is a brain destroyer. I was kind of, it didn't feel like I was unable to parse. I just didn't have the movement speed to keep up with actually getting to where I need to go. Because that one's less about knowing the right spot. It's that because there's a big ass orb moving across where you need to move, one mechanic is covering for the other mechanic. You know what I mean? So you can't get there. It's like when you're trying to match the colors in the frog fight and the big orb is pushing you away, so you have to take the long way around to get to the color you need. Oh, man. What does that mean? Log. Oh, that's just the chat log. Dang. Even with these two items, that was like really sick too. Okay, I guess I have to recognize that getting movement speed increase isn't like a noob trap or anything. It's just a nice little tasty bonus. Definitely would make this fight a lot easier. If you memorize the patterns, there's like a proper dance rotation that lets you do everything hitless. But like if you're acting on instinct, you get corralled. That's true. Like I was saying earlier, maybe before you jumped in, Lucia, that it would be cool if you could practice a boss like without any augments and stuff. You know, you aren't necessary. All it would do, it would just make the fight longer. I don't know if this game has bosses where there's a Final Fantasy 14 style DPS check where you have to, if you don't deal a certain amount of damage in a certain amount of time, you auto lose. But I wouldn't mind practicing a couple of these bosses. Maybe it's like if you die on them 2 or 3 times and it like unlocks spirit mode where you fight like their ghosts or something. I don't know. I'm just spitballing. It's like eh. Oh, every boss has an enrage / DPS check, but they only exist on hard and lunar. Okay. Okay, I figured it would be something like that. And that does make sense too, because it's not just about a DPS check, it's also a skill check. Because you ain't like if too many of your party members are KO'd, then you can't meet that requirement and then everybody gets wiped. So it's not about like, oh, I'm just gonna die and get carried. Because that's what happened to me when I grouped up. Like my teammates were just so good that, you know, I would wait, spawn back into the fight, and then get taken out like a few seconds later by the next mechanic. I would just be out of position. But we did beat the dragon though, Carsey. And now this is the Mithril Dragon, and these two are our next rivals, our next hurdle to climb. And even just doing a few sessions on the stream, I feel like I also learned a lot about the item system and stuff, so. And potential builds to go for. That's what I like too, is when you kind of have a vague idea of, oh, I'm going to take this item because these exist. Oh, you can actually, oh, I see. Plan route. Oh, okay. Yeah. This is, oh, okay. So you can, I see. You can pick which one you get to first so that you can get to the boss fight that you want first. So you have a higher chance of running to a certain enemy and then fighting them. Okay, so I guess that works. I wasn't even thinking about this part where you plan your route. To be fair, I hadn't even unlocked all the locations yet or visited all the locations, so I didn't know really what the difference was. So the Scholar's Nest is crows, the King's Arsenal is the wolves, the Red Dark House is dragons, Church Mouse Streets are the mice, and then the Emerald Lakeside are the frogs. Tight. Play without significant challenge. Ooh. Enemies must be defeated within the timer. And this is kind of interesting too as well, right? Putting the timer on. So that way, again, your party really needs to be on top of their shit. And that, of course, is sort of like an enrage mechanic in and of itself, where it's like, yeah, I know all the patterns and I can not get beat, but if your build is bad or your rotations are bad, then you aren't meeting those goals. And also, Mighty Taurus. So I'm secretly also experimenting with dual streaming. And I am so sorry, Mighty Taurus, that I didn't even see your message here. But yeah, I think I am going to skedaddle. And I guess we can find someone to rage, yeah? We've got Double Nash also hosting some public lobbies for the game. Oh, Captain Sarah's on. Hell yeah. I don't know if Captain Sarah's into MMOs, but this kind of looks like her kind of game too. or bullet hells, I guess, might be a little bit more appropriate for this one, which I do have some mild experience with. But say hi to Captain Sarah for me, y'all, and I'll see you back at it again tomorrow.